Good evening and welcome to Access Center. Along with nondescript analyst, I'm generic anchor person, and we're live here at the site of WCTV's annual meeting number 20. The top story here tonight has got to be the team that is going to be taking part in the activities on this, the biggest night of the season. You know, you're absolutely right. When this team was first put together back in 1987, really nobody had any idea how far they would come. The staff was small, and their budget was as well. But the people they put in place came to play, and things really began to gel right away. Through recruitment and acquisitions, the member base and programming improved, and it's really laid the groundwork for the team that you're going to see out there tonight. Well, it's not as if this team has been without its question marks. For years, we've heard whispers that the team was looking to relocate, but there's been no news on that front as of yet. Now there's talk of pending legislation that could severely impact the team's funding cap. Well, you know, I talked to some team officials, and they tell me that these are merely distractions and do not affect the matter at hand, which is basically pulling off a winning performance. It's ironic, in fact, that tonight's event will be taking place in what was once an athletic facility. Well, you heard it here. This team will not settle for anything less than a victory tonight. We'll be back later on with our top playbacks of the past season, but right now, let's go down to the field, where the WCTV team is getting set to kick off Annual Meeting 20.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2007 Board of Directors meeting for the Wilmington Community Television station here in Wilmington. I'd like to welcome you all tonight. My name is Chris Neville. I am the president of the Board of Directors, and I'm very pleased to be here tonight to try to welcome you and give you an indoctrination as to everything that WCTV stands for here in Wilmington. If you've decided to tune us in tonight live, which is Wednesday night, the 28th of March, instead of watching Entertainment Tonight or Extra or reruns of Seinfeld or Everybody Loves Raymond, we want to thank you for joining us tonight because we think it's a very special evening. If there's any doubt as to what kind of capability WCTV has, all you had to see was the brief introduction we had here a couple of minutes ago, the interview between Bill Robert and Bill Robert. These are some of the things that WCTV can offer to you, the residents and the businesses for the town of Wilmington. Tonight, we are celebrating 20 years of WCTV, and as the president of the Board of Directors, it is my responsibility to talk about the state of the studio. As we've been talking for quite a few years now, we are very earnestly looking for a new home for WCTV. We have been for several years, and as I said last year at this time, we are going to be moving, and we're still a year out, and we still haven't found a permanent home yet, but we still continue to be working very hard, looking at possible opportunities and options here in the community of Wilmington. As I've completed my first year as president of the Board of Directors at WCTV, it's become very apparent to me that the scale of activity and responsibility involved in running a local cable access station is much more than just putting programming on the air. The digital age is upon us at WCTV, and we are working very hard to stay ahead of the curve. New equipment and technology, training and education, and a desire to provide Wilmington residents with a state-of-the-art programming features are all goals that the staff at WCTV is proud to strive for. As with any local cable access television station, our success lies in the involvement of the community, you. Wilmington's been blessed with residential and organizational volunteers who have been providing local programming for 20 years now. Membership at WCTV allows you the opportunity to tape and broadcast your children's concerts, athletic events, government meetings, and a wide variety of other programming. The small but very talented staff here at WCTV provides you, the member, the expertise and the technology needed to produce quality programming that can produce a lifetime of memories. The invitation's been extended. Now all you have to do is come down and see what WCTV is all about. At this time, it's my opportunity to introduce the current members of the Board of Directors for Wilmington Community Television. So if we could just acknowledge them in the studio, and I will say that this is the most crowded I've seen the studio perhaps ever, and I want to thank all of you that are here tonight for attending. This time I'd like to take an opportunity to introduce our Vice President, Chris Cassidy, our Treasurer, Vicki Giannakis, Our secretary, many years as a standing member here at WCTV, and Sandra Curtin, right here in the front row. Past president for 2 years, up until last year, Joe Balicki. The guy that keeps us loose at all of our board meetings, Tom Pizzara. I think manning the audio board in the control room, local Wilmington businessman, Walter Collings. And our last board member who is an incumbent is Rick Aronofsky. I'm also very pleased to introduce, in her first year, filling a term that was vacated recently by a former board member, Bill Marsh, we'd like to introduce Elaine Hoff. And I would be remiss if I didn't take some time to acknowledge the efforts of Mary Lear, the secretary for the Board of Directors, who keeps us all honest. At this time, I have to, first of all, I want to acknowledge the efforts of Bill Marsh, who's been a past board member for several years. Bill had to step down due to family considerations. So at this time, I'd like just to recognize him and thank him for all of his years of service on the board. The general health of WCTV. Well, things haven't changed a lot around here for the last 20 years. For those of you that have been around for almost as long as I have, you haven't seen a lot of progress, I guess at least initially in front of the camera. But behind the scenes, there has been an awful lot of updates in technology. And I think if you, again, watch the beginning of the program tonight, and we have some special treats for you a little bit later. Bill Robert, our technical guru here at WCTV, has put together an outstanding program, not only capturing the last 20 years at WCTV, but also more specifically the last year of all the programming that's been done here. So I would have to say, except for the fact that the studio is eventually going to fall down, the health of WCT is very, very good. We're eagerly waiting a new home. Donna Gasek has been doing a great deal of work the last couple of years, not only getting the new cable contract squared away with the town. She's been working very closely with Jeff Hull and the members of the Cable Advisory Task Force. And I'm very pleased to say that if you've seen the newspaper lately, you've seen that we have agreed with Verizon to sponsor, to actually come into Wilmington to provide cable coverage in Wilmington. And we're still negotiating the contract with Comcast. And I think you'll see some real improvements and benefits to local cable access in Wilmington in the coming years. We are very close to identifying at least 1 or 2 sites that we're very actively looking at. And with that, I'd like to go to the next stage of the meeting tonight, which would announce re-election to the board of four board members who are up for re-election. So at this time, I'll bring forth the 4 names of the people who have submitted applications for the board of directors. And then after I make an announcement of the 4 names, we will ask all of you, we'll ask for a motion from the floor to accept and vote on the membership. Yours truly, I'm up for a re-election this year as president. Joe Balicki is up for re-election this year. Vicki Giannakis, the treasurer, is up for re-election, and Tom Pizzara is up for re-election. If I can entertain a motion from the... Joe Balicki is moved to bring forward the vote for re-election of those 4 officers. Do I have a second? Elaine has seconded the motion. Is there any discussion before we come to a vote? All in favor of accepting the membership of those 4 people to the Board of Directors for the two-year period, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Is there anybody who's opposed? Motion is passed unanimously. Thank you very much. At this time, we have an obligation to vote on the minutes of last year's meeting. This meeting took place a year ago. I think all the members of the Board of Directors have received a copy of the meeting and have had time to review it. So if anybody would like to make a motion to accept last year's minutes, I will entertain a motion. So moved. Elaine Hoff is moved. Second by Joe Balicki. All in favor of accepting last year's meeting minutes for the annual meeting, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed? Once again, it's unanimous. So that just about wraps up my job as the president of the Board of Directors, at least for tonight's meeting. I'd like to, at this time, take the opportunity to introduce Vicki Giannakis, who will talk about the financial state of Wilmington Community Television. Vicki.
Thank you, everyone. I'm here to notify you that WCTV is in great financial state and to inform you that we are closer to finding a permanent home, closer than you think. WCTV is a well-run organization thanks to the staff and to the board members. The staff at WCTV does a great job, and I'm very proud to be part of this organization. And thank you again all for being here tonight.
Thank you, Vicki. Thank you all for coming. I'm Donna Gasek, the Executive Director of Wilmington Community Television. I welcome you all to our 20th year anniversary meeting. This is particularly a big year for WCTV as we celebrate 20 years of offering public access television to Wilmington. As I reflect on this, I think of the many people who took part in building this center and supporting it over the years. 20 years ago, it took a team of interested residents in the community who had a vision to convince the Board of Selectmen to make a decision to create a public access facility to serve the community's needs. In 1987, the team helped to form a separate nonprofit organization called WCTV to operate the station and the channels. You can be truly proud of this decision because not every community enjoys the benefits of public access. And you can be proud of what so many people, real team players, have done to make WCTV the place it is today. It's because of them and because of all of you that WCTV exists and thrives today. Over the years, as WCTV has grown, it has outgrown the building. Many of you know that we're diligently looking for a new place to move, but I'm pleased to say, as Chris mentioned, that we're closer than ever to finding a new home. The word that comes to mind when I describe WCTV to people is community. Public access television is produced by and for your community. Every day, media corporations become larger. News coverage becomes more regional and national. And with that, the more we realize the integral and vital role that WCTV plays in the Wilmington community. There's no other medium today in which you have the ability to, and the opportunity to cover local events in your community or to produce a program about something important to you than on public access television. The access channels and the station are open and available to everyone who chooses to use the center to produce a program or to cover an event. The access channels are vital to ensuring that residents can watch local meetings, cultural events, sports, and activities that are going on in your own community. We train residents from students to senior citizens to cover local news. You can come here and work side by side with your neighbors and friends and create a message to send out to your community about what you think, about how you feel, about an issue, or about a topic of importance to you or to them. You can encourage people to get involved and interested in your town. We encourage all of you to be a tourist in your own town, to share your story, your knowledge, and your experiences in your town as if you were taking a visitor to your town for the first time. We encourage you to explore your world, beginning with your own town, and to appreciate all aspects of it. We help you to spread the news, mostly in the form of good news, to residents that you rarely get in any other forms of media. In public access television, we were producing reality shows long before they became so popular on broadcast channels. We've been YouTube for years. Our shows are about local people in their own town, living their own lives and doing their own thing. The direction and future of technology is not always clear, but the purpose of access television within a community is crystal clear. The direction of public access will change as technology continues to change, but it will always be a resource for our local community to use to effectively communicate and to share ideas, opinions, knowledge, and information. Through public access television, you can not only develop communication and technical skills, You can learn leadership, project planning, and teamwork. Local programs affect how you feel and what you learn about your community. Public access television encourages involvement and engagement. Public access can be entertaining or enlightening or challenge you to take some action or to become involved. Public access can bring about a change in your community or transform someone's viewpoint or even their life. Public access impacts people's lives. At WCTV, we offer you this access, these tools, and the ability to speak out to your community. We help to build community spirit through technology and media. I'm very proud to be part of WCTV and proud that WCTV continues to grow. Through the dedication and hard work of all of you, our many members and volunteers, and a dedicated voluntary board of directors, WCTV continues to grow and to be a vital public access television station and community resource center. Every year we have exciting news to share with you about the resources and technology we offer to you. You can find some of the details in the annual report you can take home with you tonight, and you can see some of this technology in our facility as you walk around. And you can use some of this technology when you're working on or assisting in television programs. You can see the technology put to good use tonight, as a matter of fact, in our own annual meeting production and in some of your productions. We have purchased this technology and offer these resources to you, for you to create a message or a program, to express your opinion, or to tell your story. WCTV is here for you. I'm so proud of many people that make WCTV what it is today. It starts with a dedicated board of directors who volunteer their time and act as our referees and make sure that WCTV achieves its goals, stays strong, continues to grow, and achieves success. We thank them for their time and support. They're a terrific group of people. WCTV has quite a winning team, few in number but big on talent. We have a team that has terrific skills, versatility, and enthusiasm, and offer training to members that is consistently excellent. First, I'd like to thank our operations manager, Bill Robert, who is WCTV's quarterback, the Tom Brady of WCTV, who day in and day out works really hard to ensure that we have the best technology to offer you and to teach you everything he knows about creating a winning program. He has a great sense of humor and is extremely creative, both of which you'll see tonight in his program that he prepared. Bill, could you step out here and... He's somewhere there. Excuse me, I'm just going to disappear into the podium here for a moment. Waiting on Bill. Director Bill. Is Director Bill in the house? He has to have his stand-in director come out there for a minute. And here's Bill Roberts. Thank you, Bill.
Thank you.
This is a little thank you for you.
Oh, great. Stacy, we're splitting.
Okay. And Michael Morrissey, our community relations manager and our wide receiver of sorts, who is working with the local nonprofit groups to get the word out to them, out to the public, about the wonderful services they offer to the community. Michael has also been the advisor to the Tewksbury High School student intern Lindsay LaFortune, who worked with Michael to produce a terrific public service announcement for the WCTV Donations for the Heart food drive for the Wilmington Food Pantry. And Michael, could you step out here so we can all see you? Oh, here he is.
Cookies, my favorite.
And we will soon have a new youth outreach production coordinator who will be working with students in the Video Explorers after school programs and student video vacation programs, and also train members involved in television productions. We're also very fortunate to have Tom Pizarro working with us on our team, working on special projects. He's like our special teams captain, keeping a close eye on the details of the operations and keep helping us to successfully complete the plays. Could Tom step out here, please? Okay, Tom. Okay, Tom is racing down now. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Also, we're very fortunate to have two very talented people working with us right now through the Operation Able program, Irene Buckley and Alex Radesky. You can thank Irene for arranging the wonderful food donations from many of our local restaurants, and I thank the restaurants as well, and for helping us with so many important details in planning this event. And we have Alex to thank for fantastic photographs of the town and many of our events that he has photographed. Most recently, he and Irene produced a terrific project for the Bazell Senior Center that you can see this week on Channel 9. Both Irene and Alex have made wonderful contributions to our team, and I thank them for all their help. Would you step up here, please? Thank you, Irene. Thank you. Okay, and Alex may be photographing people. Oh, there he is.
Can I give it to him?
Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
It's the easy way out.
Okay. Thank you, Alex. All right. I also want to thank Amanda Bell, another key player, who is in college right now, but she's worked with us in the past, and she'll be working with us this summer to help out with our terrific summer student programs. These are all star players of WCTV. We couldn't do the things we do without them. I thank all of them. There are other team players who are volunteers behind the scenes who make WCTV a wonderful place to learn and who are great examples of what you can do with the skills you learn here. They keep us growing. One person who's produced programs for years and has been instrumental in our sports programming, he not only coordinates the production of Red Sox Weekly and Sports Forum, but he's provided us with coverage of the Wilmington High School football and boys basketball games. His work on the Wilmington High School Thanksgiving Day football game helped to make our coverage of the game one of our most successful WCTV scholarship fundraisers. He's the winner of this year's Jim Narduzzo Memorial Volunteer of the Year Award. That would be Rick Aronofsky. This is for us. We'll give him that later. There's also another person who has a big heart and not only pitches in to help the team with special projects, but he also volunteers to help with just about anything the team needs at any time. He really cares about WCTV and all of us and what we do, and he gives so much of his time to help people, whether he's helping as a crew member, a teacher, or a supervisor. He is super creative himself and has covered some big events held in town, such as the 4th of July celebrations, to setting up the road race that has now become an annual event. This year's recipient of the Heart of Gold Award is Tom Pizzera. So I'm going to ask Tom to
Heart of gold.
Okay. And we have another special award to present to someone who has a heart of gold also and continues to do things quietly behind the scenes to ensure our success. Whether it's covering the annual town meeting or candidate debate, he makes the time to be there, and we really appreciate it. Please congratulate our Above the Call of Duty recipient, Walter Collings. And Walter might be hiding out, too. There are some members like Tom and Walter who you can count on not only every day, but day in and day out for years. One of these persons not only covers services at the Congregational Church every week, but he also ventures out around town, camera in hand, to cover many other events. Some of the events he covered during the past year include the annual 4th of July festivities and fireworks, the annual Christmas concert by the New England Brass Band, events held at the AIM Group, the opening of the food pantry's new home, and activities of one of the local scout troops. We honor Dick Grinder for all his work. Thank you, Dick. Thank you so much. Another person is often just a telephone call away when we need a volunteer to cover an event. He regularly videotapes elder services meetings and other events, and he's another of our very appreciated veteran videographers, Mr. Jim Durkee. Thank you very much. Okay. All right, I also want to give a special thank you to a person who not only volunteers to host a local news program that we're very proud of, but she's brought the program to new heights and made it no ordinary kind of talk show. This is the star of our own local Where's Wilmington program, Lisa Capalla. And here's Lisa. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. We have some additional announcements to make, and I'll ask Michael Morrissey to step forward for now and make those announcements. Thank you.
Thank you very much. At first, I thought I was a little more of an Adam Vinatieri type on the last second, but that's okay. I've got some great awards to give out. One of them is the Public Service Award, and this is something that we're giving away to our new intern that's come here. Her name is Lindsay LaFortune. Lindsay comes from Tewksbury High School, and part of her senior year, she's doing an internship here. And I got a chance to work with her, and she's doing a lot of good work. And one of the things we did was we were just getting ready to do the donations from the Heart Food Drive. So I did the unthinkable to her in her first week and a half here. I grabbed a camera, said, get ready, you're going to be on the air, and brought her up to the market basket and had her be a reporter for the day. And she did an unbelievably great job. The PSA worked extremely well. We played it, probably a lot of you saw it, we played it about 6,000 times maybe, just before the food drive. And actually this year, and I credit Lindsay in her great communication skills for helping us double the amount of food that we gave out, or didn't give out, that we got given to us to go into the food pantry. So this is for Lindsay, who's a part of her senior internship program. She became the face of this year's WCTV Donations from the Heart Food Drive, appearing on camera in our promotional announcement. And then she also, another thing, she contributed her voice into a few of the other announcements that we gave and things that I've done for fundraisers. And this is for Lindsay. I know she's at school right now. We're probably studying, Lindsay, I hope, because I think she's got some tests coming up this week, and we want to congratulate her for that. Second, thank you. Second thing I got to do was a lot of fun. There's a thing that we've had here, and it's something that a lot of people should get involved with and get their young people involved with, something called the Vacation Video Project. And the Vacation Video Project is simple. We have a group of young people that sign up, their parents, their members, and for the vacation, we spend a few hours in the afternoon on the week of their vacation, keep them good and busy, and we teach them some skills. I come from a background of television news. I've worked in a ton of television news, sports production, executive producer for sports shows for some networks, but a lot of work in newsrooms, and it's a lot of heavy deadline work, and of course we don't have to deal with that. But we set up a little newsroom here, and when the young people came in, we decided, okay, I'm going to let you be the news director, I'm going to let you be the producer, you choose the story, I'll just be your technician, and you order me around, and you pick a story, and they picked a story to do. And we have 5 awards for all 5. We have Melissa Gold, who participated, Kayla Bernardo, Cara Bernardo, Katie Hill, I got to remember them all, and now I'll make sure I remember the last name, and Lizzie Hill. I know Kaylee and Cara are here, and they're on cameras in a second, so I might have one of them come up and grab the awards for everybody. But it was a lot of fun what we did, and you're going to hear what the story they decided to do was. And this award, the Vacation Video Project Award, because they all did a fabulous job, is given to someone who performs as an anchor woman and a reporter. They came up and acted as anchor women and reporters for this, and the duties of the highest standards right here on WCTV. This Wilmington resident performed meritorious anchor and reporter duties for the WCTV Video Vacation Project's coverage of the Britney Spears head-shaving crisis. Her coverage of this important event led to a highly successful February video vacation project. And I'm telling you, that was a major crisis that we had to cover. And it took a lot of in-depth reporting skills, as we all know, to make sure that the people that saw this, and it was understood that they knew what was going on when it came to that crisis. So just for that, I'll have you bring these out to the rest of the young ladies. And congratulations. Thank you. Now, Kaylee and Kara and I think Lizzie have already decided what they want to do in April for the April vacation coming up next month, and that's starting to be put together. So if a lot of other young people, junior high and high school, we already have a great project ready to go, and we'd love for you guys to sign up and come in here and make sure you do that. And actually, I'll give one more pitch. I do the community outreach director. If you've got an organization, any organization, and you've got an idea for something that you want to see on the air, please come in and see me. I'd be more than happy to work with you, make sure you get a program, get something on the air. I understand from things I've done that advocacy work and getting things on cable access has a major impact in communities. So don't forget that you can definitely get something on the air anytime that you want to do. Coming up now, we've got another incredible award that we give away. And this award has to do with something that, well, that's been televised here at WCTV. And we simply call it the I Saw It on WCTV Award.
Well, this is the first of the I Saw It on WCTV awards to be awarded, and it goes to someone who reached a very special career milestone in a game that was shown on WCTV. And the lady standing right next to me did indeed do that, scored her 1,000th point, which I understand is the first person in Wilmington history to do it for the girls' basketball team. Is that right?
Yes, the first
Ashley
one.
Vitale, congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
You received the I Saw It on WCTV award.
Oh, it's cute.
So,
Thank you.
of course, senior captain, you're leaving this year. What are your plans after school?
I'm actually going to go to Endicott College and
Very
play
good.
basketball there.
Cool.
Major in athletic training. So hopefully get my master's in physical therapy.
And then come back and coach.
Right, hopefully.
Ashley Vitale, congratulations being the first recipient of tonight's I Saw It on WCTV awards.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Over to Sarah Alenardo. Callahan holds it in, but now the puck comes out. Here comes Tucker. Tucker and Scioli. Possible 2-on-1. Over to Scioli. Scioli takes a shot and scores! Jessica Scioli on the feed from Maria Tucker scores her 100th career goal. By Souza there. Scioli has it now being bumped hard. Oh boy, that's a goal. The clips you just saw were those of the girls' hockey team, the Wilmington Wildcats. This year had an amazing season, made it to within one goal of the state final. Some amazing performances this year. A couple of those we're going to recognize right now. First one goes to one of the senior co-captains who's actually a resident of North Reading. However, there's no team there, so she donned the blue and white for the Wildcats. And in her 4-year high school hockey career, scored 100 career goals. Actually scored more than that, but that clip you saw there was her 100th, and she was the leading scorer on the team this year. Let's bring her up right now and recognize her. Please put your hands together for Jessica Scioli. There you go. Actually, we can get this. Great. Thank you. Everyone, congratulations, Jessica Scioli. Jessica is the right wing on the top line of the Lady Wildcats. Her center is also up for an award. That was the other clip you saw. Her career milestone, 100 total points. That's goals plus assists. Once again, part of what makes that team tick and part of the reason why they were so much fun to watch this year. Another award, I saw it on WCTV award going to Maria Tucker. There you go, Maria. Great season. Good luck in college. You're going to Salem State, is it?
No.
Oh, okay. That's what I get for reading the stuff in the reading the programs. Maria Tucker, ladies and gentlemen. And once again, just a quick note, the folks in the penalty box, the booster club for the girls hockey team have been so great this year. And people ask, they've had a lot of games on this year, how did they get on WCTV? They actually showed up with a finished program ready to go. One of the parents, Dave McMahon, put together a program, and it was shortly after that I got involved with them and did some volunteer play-by-play for them, and it was really a truly exciting season. So with that in mind, we do have another set of awards that I'd like to give out right now. That's the WCTV Stage Parent Award, basically to someone who tapes their kid doing something and puts it on WCTV. And the first one tonight, and actually this is meant to go to the entire penalty box. It's only made out to one person, but it actually goes to the whole booster club, so we'll have one drawn up for you. I'd like to present the WCTV Stage Parent Award to Dave McMahon. Gee, Dave, this is a little warmer than Rastusha, huh?
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you. Got it?
Dave's daughter, Teresa, actually plays for the Lady Wildcats. She's a defenseman. And the penalty box is such a great group of parents. And once again, if you're on a team, or your son or daughter is on a team, and you'd like to know how to get the games on WCTV, show up with a tape recorder, camcorder, or even better, come to us. We'll train you. We'll show you how to put it all together and get your games on WCTV. Someone else who came to us this year, once again, taping one of their kids doing something. Started out, he's basically a band parent, and took over, Tom Ellsworth used to do this duty, but he has since moved on. But someone who came in this weekend, this year actually, this past year, and put out a lot of programming, not just for the high school band, but also the middle school and the elementary school bands. I'd like to present a WCTV Stage Parent Award to Bob Ham. There, other side of the camera. Uh-oh. I think there's some revenge in that smile there. And one more stage parent, we actually just played a clip from the girls' hockey team. Actually, the girls' hockey team, but the girls' basketball team, too, watching Ashley Vitale score her 100th point. One of the girls on the basketball team is named Jamie Burns. Her dad, you may have heard him once or twice doing the play-by-play for the girls' basketball team. He's the other recipient of our Stage Parent Award tonight. He can't be here because right now the girls' basketball team end-of-the-year banquet is actually going on, which is why we had to bring in Ashley Vitale a little early and tape that ahead of time. So this one, the Stage Parent Award, going to Mike Burns. And that's going to do it for the awards here. So what we're going to do next is go to the next portion of the program, which I believe will be our Executive Director, Donna Gasek. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Bill. I sincerely thank all of you who have supported us and helped to further WCTV's mission this year. More than ever before, it is so important that you continue getting involved in supporting WCTV. This is a time when our funding is being challenged by bills such as the Massachusetts Cable Bill that does not help local communities, but only large companies trying to work around the current laws that benefit local communities. You need to let your senators, representatives, and legislators know that your public access channels are important to you, your access center is important to you, and that in order to keep your local channels and local station, you support keeping the local franchising rules and funding in place. In closing, I'd just like to say thank you to everyone who has made WCTV what it is today. If you haven't taken a class or gotten involved in a production, it's never too late. Remember, we're here for you. And now we're all in for a real treat what Bill was telling you about a moment ago. Bill will demonstrate some of his technological wizardry and show off some of our latest technology as you watch our year in review and later after that our 20 years in 20 minutes program. Enjoy.
Welcome back to our live edition of Access Center, live from the site of WCTV's Annual Meeting 20. And while public access and sports are somewhat different, they're actually somewhat alike. Well, you know, that's true. After all, that studio they're performing in tonight was once the gymnasium for the old Wilmington High School, later renamed the Swain School. In fact, Chris Neville, the president of WCTV's board of directors, told me that he used to play basketball in this very arena back in the old days. Also, by the way, WCTV does carry a lot of sports programs. No, you're right. And we'd be remiss if we didn't give our congratulations to the student athletes who received the first series of the ISARD on WCTV awards this evening. Those are some players now, aren't they? Indeed, they are, Non. Now, most sports shows at a time like this would give you a rundown of their top plays of the season. Well, we're going to change that a little bit because although there are no plays in Access Television per se, the programming seen on WCTV comes from a small complex called the playback area. Therefore, in putting our little twist, we now present some of the top playbacks of the past 12 months.
I have very big news tonight, and I know it's going to catch Donna a little bit by surprise when I tell everybody that Wilmington Community Television is about to get a new home. The only problem is we don't know when yet. We're still working on it, but I'm very pleased to say that I've shocked the board of directors.
Thank you.
I'd like to present the first of those awards right now, the Vox Populi Award to Rick Aronofsky. We'll do the actual photo op thing here. There you go.
Baby, just because I took a look at somebody else, well, that's no reason you should put me out on the shelf. Angry, please don't be angry, 'cause I was only teasing you. Whoa.
Let's get into it. Our first question will be asked by Mr. Bjork and will be answered by Mr. West in a process that we determined prior to the debate. Mr. Bjork.
On Monday night, the Board of Appeals granted approval for a comprehensive permit for the Crystal Commons residential project at 10 Burlington Avenue. Does Crystal Commons reflect the concept of smart growth? And if so, how does it compare with the type of development that may be engendered within the Neighborhood Activity Center Overlay District?
You had an opportunity for a developer to come in. They came in with a 200-odd unit proposal, and then through working with the Board of Appeals, brought the complex down to 108 units.
Obviously, we do need growth. There's smart growth as opposed to just blind growth, and I think the boards will hopefully continue to regulate it in the manner that the master plan kind of outlays it out for them.
Although there was some mitigation and there was some discussions on reductions and it was modified, people driving through that intersection and away home from work, it's been my experience, people are waiting through light cycles. I know there was a traffic study done, but I just believe that that's still too much density of new development at that failed intersection already.
Whether it's Crystal Commons or any of these other developments, we don't have a lot of options. The state carries a big stick, and they basically are going to approve them whether the town does or not. So by negotiating with the town, a lot of concessions have been made.
I don't want to hear it was your predecessors. Well, that's you bought it. You bought it. You're responsible. How could you, after all of this, get a company like Transrail, who is absolutely going to put this town underground at will, that they get their approval, and they come here, that's going to be the second worst thing, or the first worst thing, that ever happened to this community. How can you sell and solicit?
To see if the town will vote to authorize the Board of Selectmen to acquire by purchase, gift, or eminent domain taking the option premises, which includes the Butters Farm dwelling in Lot 6, or in the alternative, the Butters Farm dwelling in Parcel A.
It is the oldest unchanged dwelling in Wilmington. It is the ancestral home of the Butters family. Why can't we save one house with so much history?
It's fine to go to the library, it's fine to look it up on the internet, it's fine to see pictures of things, but to actually be available or make ourselves available to preserve history in the physical form.
Yes, ma'am.
I think $450,000 is a bit outrageous for this.
It deserves to be saved. On behalf of the Historical Commission, I ask you to vote yes on this important article.
All those in favor of Article 20 as presented signify by rising at your place. All those opposed to Article 20 as presented signify by rising at your place. The vote is as follows: 225 in the affirmative, 8 in the negative. Motion passes with the required 2/3.
Today, I have the incredible pleasure of interviewing and meeting with Rex Trailer.
It's great being with you. Now, you were on my show, I'm on your show.
I know, the tables have turned.
Isn't
I'll try
that
to be
something?
just as good to you as you were to me. Deal?
And I'm proud of it.
Excellent.
It's great to be in Wilmington. You've been great friends and supporters of mine. And I agree, it's great to see the enthusiasm that we're seeing from Democrats around Massachusetts.
I remember when my dad first ran for Congress back in 1986 when I was 6 years old. And it's been part of something that my brother and I had. I've really loved and it's become a part of us.
Their home and stuff may have been lost and destroyed, but they appreciated and understood what really mattered most. Neighborhoods look like RV campgrounds with FEMA trailers everywhere. Living in cramped quarters is difficult. Normal routines are totally disrupted.
You can at any time change the orders on the reverse mortgage. You can actually shut off that monthly payment and convert it to a line of credit. We'll talk, this is actually the next slide.
Then after months of mourning, meditation, and prayer, I began to realize that as devastated as I felt, I had to control of my life for my own sake and for that of my family.
Today we find ourselves in yet another chapter of American history, and something remains unchanged, that we have never been failed by the men and women who don the uniform of their country.
In our 18 years, most, if not all of us, have experienced hardship in one form or another. The greatest advice I can give you is to never let yourself be defined by the circumstances of your life.
Thinking of where we want to be, what we want to be doing, and whom we want to be surrounded by can help decrease the number of moments when we say, if only I had done this. Find a passion, hold on to it, and pursue it for as long as you can.
Ladies and gentlemen of the class of 2006, please move your tassels from right to left.
Well, Nora, on Thursday, May 25th at 3:30, there will be stories read from Mayflowers, a spring garden, and a craft for children ages 5 and older.
But don't forget to register by calling the Children's Room at 978-694-2098.
And all you simply do is put the tea strainer over your cup, and you're going to pour it right in.
So if people think that after 38 years it's difficult to find a good person in the town of Wilmington, they're sadly mistaken.
Harry Cunningham came up with the idea of the collection. We thought that would be a funny shtick. We figured we'd pick up about $100, $150. We got $802.
There's going to be a meeting tonight at 7 o'clock, carried live on WCTV Channel 22. So our two-man team of Don Laird and Ron Bucari is taking time out from their setup to join us live by way of our remote feed from the Wilmington Town Hall. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening. Can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Good evening, Wilmington.
And you're going to say hello to the gentleman next to you there?
Yes?
Yeah, how are you?
I just want to know why I'm on the wrong side of the camera tonight.
Not like it used to be around here last couple of October, last week of September.
Well, that's what we're just talking about. We're talking about the Patriots and the fall weather and Belichick's and Pioli's decision process not to offer a branch of contract, but the Red Sox not being in the playoffs are not even close to second place right now.
Well, they're close to second place, but that doesn't matter.
Right.
If they finish in third place behind Toronto, it doesn't matter.
Cover everything, or? I'd like to talk about the long-term goals of the library, but we'll leave that for another time. Sandra?
Thanks, Jim. I have two members of the Wilmington Rotary with me. Maybe you could tell us what the function of the Rotary is.
Rotary Club is a service organization, so we provide community service to the town.
How long have you been at WCTV?
Wow, I've been at WCTV a really long time. I started first as just a volunteer like you guys are in the youth outreach program.
Yeah, Tuesday.
How are things on West Street?
West Street is still moving along at a nice rapid rate.
Thank you. Let's take a look at Renee Marcoux doing the Barbizon Fashion Show. And when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about where you can get this CD and what it's really like to be a star here in Wilmington. So stay with us and take a look at this clip.
Drop that beat, come on, let's get down.
We do have a caller on the line. Steve, you have a comments for the coach and the players.
Yeah, I got a question for the boys. Hey, guys, over the last couple of years, a lot of you guys have gotten a lot of playing time, and just curious to know who you think some of the toughest teams are that you faced.
Basco, obviously, was one of the tougher teams we played.
Right now, I work 2 night shifts, which would be 4 in the evening until midnight, and I also work 2 day shifts from 8 to 4. The biggest thing with the police dog in most communities is the presence alone acts as a deterrent.
He picked up that basket and he ate all those berries in 3
big bites.
Hi, is this the whole family? Yep. Yeah, look over at Daddy. Get our picture taken. Get your hands out of your house. Come on. Johnny, I got you.
Why, it must be heaps and heaps of nuts and acorns, thought Striped Chipmunk.
This is a big deal.
It's a huge deal. The girls, this team actually they're back-to-back national champions.
Just roll it with the attempt, won't go. Stewart, Fahey, baseline, off the glass and in. Cat, steal it. Fahey all alone, gonna put it off the glass, actually off the rim and in. Fahey for three.
I'm so in love with you. Whatever you want me to, it's all right with me, with me.
I'm Jessica Marciello, and this is Joe Moreau. And we're in the cafeteria right now. So what are you having for snack, Joe?
Raisins, marshmallows, and I finished my milk.
What explorer started, but did not himself complete, the first around-the-world expedition by ship?
It's only 2 days before the race, and we are heading into Boston for me to pick up my number, and my number 20358.
Whether they should be like just
He visits the pond every day, the one denoted as Swallow Pond.
Back there to cover, and Beverly was not able to mount an offensive chance. Here comes, once again, Scioli. Scioli breaking in front, takes a shot, score! Hansen knocks it out, knocks it off her own player. Pescatore has it now, takes a shot, scores! Scioli has a possibility here. She was able to chip it past the defender. She's got Tucker and Arenado. She makes the pass, Arenado scores! It's Gibson there. Scioli on the forecheck. Tucker's got it in front of the net. Tucker takes a shot to save. Rebound, score!
There are actually three brothers who happen to be three attorneys. So next to us we have Stephen, James, and Robert Peterson, and they're all attorneys.
We're gonna try it now and see what happens. Hopefully this will do what it's supposed to do.
Another thing that's worth mentioning is our kitchen. In our kitchen we have free coffee and donuts every day, Monday through Friday, but also
they just resemble a smoke detector. Right. This is the bottom of the line. It's just a battery-powered carbon monoxide detector.
WCTV, it is the place to be. As you can see, it is fun. You can go out in the sun and be with everyone. You play great games and learn each other's names. You get to be seen and heard, so go on and spread the word about WCTV.
Thank you very much, Bill, for your efforts on that last presentation. And I think for those of you that are going to stick around for another 20 minutes, you'll be equally thrilled with what Bill has put together for the last compilation of 20 years of activity here at Wilmington Community Television. Is there anybody here that didn't get an award tonight that would like an award? Because I'd like you to step forward. I say that a little bit as a joke, but I do want to recognize the staff here at Wilmington Community Television before I close the meeting tonight, because if you come down here on any given day, our total staff totals 2 full-time people and 1 part-time person with a big host of volunteers. But anytime you come in here, you're likely to see as many as 3 or 4 or 5 people around. And I think the credit certainly goes to them. Many people put in many hours here at either no pay or very little pay. And I just want to take the opportunity to thank all of them for their efforts at WCTV, not only this year, but always. At this time, I'd like to entertain a motion from the Board of Directors to close the annual meeting for WCTV. I have a motion to close the meeting. Do I have a second? And for those of you that are watching, don't go away just yet, because you have quite a treat scheduled for you here. Sit back and enjoy. We need to vote. Can we close the meeting? All in favor say aye. Aye. Okay. Sit back, enjoy the meeting. Enjoy the presentation that Bill Robert has put together. I'm sure you're really going to enjoy it. Thank you.
They walk across green fields and frozen tundra, from gymnasium floors to town meeting doors. They are the producers of Wilmington Community Television. With cameras in their hands and the light at their backs, they march toward television history as a team. A team that stands up to any challenge, takes on all comers, and defines the power and the glory of community access media. Sometimes the smallest of decisions can decide the outcome of an entire project. Do you shoot one subject or go for 2? Do you settle for a single light source or make the extra play for the 3-point? WCTV members, along with their trainers and coaches, take the field in the community each and every day with a singular purpose in mind: to make a touchdown with the town and its people. What is WCTV? A juggernaut? A dynasty? For now, let's just call them a team that has pulled off the extraordinary feat of 20 winning years in their community. Now, let's take a season-by-season look at the history of this local access franchise. This is WCTV's 20 in 20. 20 years in 20 minutes.
There's one person who's very important that's not with us today. In fact, our studio is dedicated to him. I'd like to just read for you the dedication. This studio is dedicated in fond memory of Edward H. Rideout, Jr. Extraordinary vision, true commitment, and compassionate leadership were the hallmarks of his life. May the reality of public access to cable television for the community of Wilmington be an embodiment of his spirit. And we have asked Mrs. Rideout if she would officially cut the ribbon for us and open WCTV.
I will do that with pleasure. Ed was so thrilled about this whole thing. Can I do it now?
Please do.
Okay, here we go.
Hi Simon, this is Susan's 4th grade at the Wildwood School, and this is my science fair project. It's on computers. This is a color graphics board.
Good job. Good boy, Brian. Brian, it doesn't look as long, but it is very long. Nice going. It's too long. Nice going.
It's time for the Sports Roundup.
Hi, I'm Chris Cassidy, and this is the Sports Roundup, along with Mike Gabbardi and Matt Rowe. The Sports Roundup is a show that will give you scores and highlights of sports.
Welcome to Uniquely Wilmington. I'm Anne Marie Meeker, one of your co-hosts here on this special show about the people, places, and events going on in Wilmington.
My name is J.T. Turner, and I'm the co-host of Uniquely Wilmington. And please remember that WCTV is really your station.
We're talking about you! Back to party, guys.
To my right, we have Ken, Greg, and Rob, and I'm going to have them introduce each one of them, and then we'll come back and we'll talk a little bit about why they're here to talk on Talk to WCTV. Rob?
I'm Rob Carbone, and I've been moving for my life, and yeah.
So thank you very much. On behalf of the town, it's a pleasure to be here, and I look forward to many more years of community partnership with the Wilmington Rotary Club.
It's the highest award you can present the town of Wilmington, and it's our way of calling him the man of the year. We call him the good guy. This is the 25th anniversary of the Good Guy Award. This is the 4th time it's been awarded jointly to 2 people. Once to husband and wife, and 3 other times to co-people as it is tonight. But before we go much further, for the Hatchie family, I'd like to introduce you Bob DePalma. And for the DePalma family, I'd like to introduce you to Jim Hatchie.
Chair the Wilmington Recycling Advisory Committee, and the group is made up largely of residents from the town that volunteer their time with basically the intent of making recommendations to the town manager and the Board of Selectmen regarding establishing a recycling program ultimately on a town-wide basis. Outside of that, I'm the assistant town manager and have a number of other responsibilities in that light.
Reach it up 4. Reach it, Paul.
Seconds seem like hours when you're waiting for help, when you're bleeding to death.
Happy holiday. Happy holiday. Happy holiday. Happy holiday. While the merry bell.
This is my roll-top disc, by the way. Oh, my name? Oh, hi, I'm Jeff Campos.
Document in memory.
If you want to leave a new document note for yourself or for the next person who's going to use the machine, you can now key in a document.
Editing keypad will edit pronunciation, change words.
This first song is run a broadside. Broadsides were the newspapers of the day, the singing newspapers.
And lads back to pass. It's intercepted. Intercepted by Timmy Gillis.
Hi, I'm Jeff Campos. And I'm Don Laird. Welcome to our second edition to Cruising Night here at Wilmington. Jeff, what sort of cars are we going to see here?
Well, Don, tonight we're going to see some 50s classics, some 60s classics.
When we caught up with assistant hockey coach Chip Bruce.
Hi, I'm Bill Cavino here with Wilmington High School varsity assistant coach Chip Bruce, and he's going to answer some questions for us. How's the team doing so far in the Cape Ann League?
Actually pretty happy with their performance so far.
The year was 1996, and the Wilmington High School Marching Band made its first trip to Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida. Wilmington Band Director Barbara Meddy led nearly 100 marchers down Main Street in the Magic Kingdom as Disney celebrated 25 years of Disney magic.
The repair work goes on all the time. Okay, here we see a couple of young ones that are taking care of keeping everything running.
Now the same two couples pass through and separate in round one. Squeeze in, make a line, eat to the middle of the mat.
This is Paul Cadello reporting on the WCTV Sports Forum program with a special edition from Foxborough Stadium. And we're doing right this outside in the stadium, and you can see the acoustics of the national.
Testing the national anthem.
But Gil is the dean of sportscasters in New England. His resume, he's been there and done that. He's done Celtics play-by-play. He's done the Boston Marathon. Gil, have you done any hockey?
No, that's the only sport I haven't done.
One of the things that I guess I wanted to say is I really appreciate all the hard work that all of you have given over the past year. And without our volunteers are our greatest asset. And without you, we would literally have nothing to watch on any of our channels.
And we would like to talk with you today and how you could be a lucky participant in our house building project. This is an exciting program that we run at the Tech where students take the skills they are learning here at the school and applying in a house building project.
Take off the gloomy mask of tragedy, it's not just time.
We're going to paint some houses and then do some ministry in that area.
We're making our way out to the first site of ministry. There's the Mexican countryside with all the houses. And then we are painting a house that was built for people by YWAM a couple of years ago.
Parents are reminded to go through your son's Cub Scout books, and work on their activities during the badges and awards.
Good evening and welcome to the 2000 Wilmington Rotary Club auction. My name is Bob Peterson and I'll be your host this evening along with my co-host John Doherty. John, as usual.
There we go. First bite.
Look at all the ghosts come out.
Well, December 2000 brought the Wilmington High Band their second trip to Walt Disney World.
Please welcome the Wilmington High School Marching Band. Please welcome the Wilmington High School Marching Band. Please welcome the Wilmington High School Marching Band.
We begin our trip by flying 17.5 hours from Boston to Beijing, China. Beijing, which is in the top right map, this map photo, is the capital of the third or fourth largest country in the world based on land area. Here we are in Tiananmen Square. In ancient Chinese thought, the earth was square and the heavens were round, so the city was built in a series of concentric squares. Tiananmen Square and the Forbidden City are examples of this concept.
Congratulations, Walter. This is for you. Heart and Gold Award.
You're the best. Thank you.
Oh,
baby! You know, we'll be putting Thanksgiving baskets together for, you know, any needy family in town.
I can do the standard bench press for my chest, or with dumbbells, I could do flat flies.
I've checked the train schedules, and that should not be a problem. Glad to see you. You ready for this?
Yes, but I don't. I'm a grand marshal, but I don't know any martial arts. How can I do that?
Here we have coming one of our first float. This is Reading Cooperative Bank. People have been very, very generous to the committee. And the Wilmington High School Marching Wildcat Band.
All right, Uncle Sam and the 4th of July committee. I figured if I'm on the committee, I could probably march with them. All right.
My fans, I'm sorry, I can't talk now. My fans are out here.
Approaching us now is our Minutemen unit. As you could have heard a little earlier, they've already made themselves known further down the line.
Kids like that.
He's still up there, isn't he? They missed him.
Yeah,
He's
I know,
still
they missed Walter
there.
up top.
He did duck, though, I noticed, yeah.
Fire department from New York. This it says on the front.
Yep. Getting a great ovation.
Sure is.